98% of people who start a YouTube channel fail and quit because they don't understand the most important thing about YouTube. Creating YouTube content is hard, and getting people to watch your videos is even harder. It's why only 9% of channels have more than 1,000 subscribers, and why only a measly 2% of channels command 10,000 subscribers or more. But don't worry, today I'm going to share a simple strategy you can use to blow your channel up, so you can be a part of that 2%. And the best part is, you can even use it if you're a complete beginner. So in this video, I'm going to show you what this strategy is, the creators already using it to exponentially grow their channels, plus how you can use it to grow your own channel. So what is it? Well, it's something that marketers have been using for years to capture the hearts and minds of consumers. We're constantly being bombarded with ads left, right, and center, and the only way to cut through all that noise is to know and understand your audience's mind, using something called behavioral science. Behavioral science is the study of human behavior and how psychological, social, and cultural factors influence that behavior. And like those marketers, if you use it correctly, you can align your message with the way your viewers think, ultimately resulting in huge success on YouTube. We're going to explore an area of behavioral science called cognitive bias. This was first introduced in the 1970s by psychologists Amos Tversky and Daniel Kahneman, who demonstrated that the human brain relies on mental shortcuts and biases in decision making, which often leads people to irrational ends. There's hundreds of cognitive biases, but today we're going to look at one in particular that YouTubers like MrBeast have been using for years to grow their channels. We're going to look at how he uses it later, but first, what is this cognitive bias? To explain, I want you to imagine you're at your friend's house and they're cooking you a very extravagant meal. It's not often you have food cooked for you, so it's a very welcome surprise. You watch your friend as they pour in hours of effort, skill, and culinary expertise into your meal. It's all very impressive. After hours of waiting, dinner's ready, and the time has finally come. You take your first mouthful, and wow, it's incredible! You think to yourself, this could quite possibly be the best food I've ever tasted. But is it really the best food you've ever had? Or does it taste so good because of something called input bias? Input bias is a principle that states that people often use the amount of time or effort put into something as an indicator of its quality. So yeah, it likely was a great dinner, but because you saw the time and effort that went into it, it probably felt way more valuable to you. But what the hell does this have to do with YouTube? Well, you can use input bias in your YouTube titles, thumbnails, and even in your videos too. And if you use it correctly, your audience will find your content as valuable as that amazing meal you had at your friend's house. Input bias works so well because it's a decision-making shortcut. As humans, we're not always sure how to assess the quality of something, so the amount of time or effort that goes into it can often be a sign of its quality. So how can you use input bias to grow your own YouTube channel? It's pretty straightforward really. First, you need to put time and effort into the videos you create. You then need to communicate that time and effort in your title, thumbnail, and even the video itself in a way your audience can easily understand. But how exactly? Let's look at some brilliant examples of this strategy in action. Here's some videos that use input bias that I found after scouring YouTube for over 2 hours. See what I did there? I tried Zone 2 training for 3 months. This happened. The 3-month time frame in this title gives the video massive credibility, leveraging input bias. Anyone who's interested in this topic can instantly grasp how valuable it is. In the video itself, the creator puts lots of time and effort into getting 2 lots of blood tests, metabolic tests, and body composition scans, not to forget the 3 months of training he put into it as well. What he did amazingly well was communicating how much effort went into the video. At one point, he even equated the time and effort put into his training to that of a part-time job. When you compare the views this video got to the creator's subscribers, it's clear this strategy worked tremendously well. Later, I'll share how you can use this same format in your own video. I watched 151 celebrity house tours and they're full of lies. In this video, instead of directly stating the amount of time like in the previous video, we get I watched 151 celebrity house tours. Now, I haven't watched many house tours, but I've seen enough to understand it would have taken a long time to watch 151 of them. This title works great to hook the viewer, but it's also obvious throughout the video how much effort went into it. This is made apparent by the connection she's able to draw between all the videos. At one point, even sharing the percentage of videos that have a bowl of fruit or vegetables. When you look at the crazy disparity between her subscriber count and the amount of views that particular video got, it's clear the power that input bias can possess. It seems this format is one that lots of other creators are finding success with too. Check these videos out. I read 117 books on money. These 17 will make you rich. Over 900,000 views. I read 40 books on money. Here's what will make you rich. Almost 1 million views. I read 107 productivity books. Here's what actually works. 640k views and counting, which works so well he tried the format out in another video with a slightly different spin. I tried 137 productivity tools. These are the best, bringing in almost 300,000 views. And of course, there's no creator that knows how to use input bias better than the king of YouTube himself, Mr. Beast. It's always blatantly obvious the amount of time and effort that goes into his videos, but here are a couple examples where he's outlined it in the title. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, you might also like my free newsletter where I share more powerful digital marketing strategies you can use as a creator to skyrocket your success. If you're interested, you can sign up with a link in the description. It's apparent input bias is extremely valuable. So how should you use it to grow your own YouTube channel? Here's some video ideas you could try out for yourself. If you make travel videos and you've traveled to a lot of countries, how about trying, I traveled to 70 countries, here's what it's like. Or if you're a foodie and you live in New York, you could try, I dined at 230 New York restaurants, these were the best. Do you create videos about music? How about, I became a festival DJ for 1 year with no experience. In the film niche, no problem. How about, I watched 333 Disney films, a disturbing realization. I could go on, but I think you get the idea now. Input bias is seriously powerful stuff that you can use to capture an immense amount of attention, clicks, and views. In leveraging this cognitive bias, you'll be influencing your audience's behavior without them even knowing. So remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Once you capture that attention, make sure you reciprocate by providing an immense amount of value. As you've seen, this cognitive bias is helping to take creators and their videos viral. But it's not the only piece of the puzzle. If you want to turn your videos into content that garners hundreds of thousands of views, there's something else you'll need too. So to find out how to really capture your audience's attention, you should check out this video next.